talk about it. By the way, was in the pool yesterday. I know I'm a little late. I apologize. Was trying to do my makeup, but I have a tan, so who knows? Give me 1 second. Always something. I was going to see if I could get that on, but never mind. I guess I won't. But let's talk about pro wrestling news. Tired. Just had to get up and shut my door to my apartment. So I'm like, I don't want no one coming in here while I'm talking my drama. But let's talk about it first and foremost. What was the show of the week? Mm, would say NXT was a little impressive. We'll say that. NXT was a little impressive. Want to see more with Wesley. AEW is doing less of their tag team shit, which is good that AEW is doing less than that. Raw's looking good. We do have Brock Lesnar back. And speaking of that, what are your thoughts? Some people are upset. Some people are not. We all know the gossip, what's going around. It was said that a lot of people did not even know that he was going to return. That's how much it was under wraps, basically. A lot of people didn't even know he was going to return. Of course, with that damn case, he's going to be mentioned a lot. Of course, we already talked about this last week. How the lawyer or the attorney, whatever she is already making threats on how this is not the last we'll hear from him. But what are your thoughts about him coming back? Do you think he will bring much to the Raw roster? Um, Brock Lesnar, him being back, is he going to bring anything to the Raw roster? I'm assuming that's where he's going to go, considering that is where whatchamacallit, John Cena is, I think. Speaking of John Cena, let's talk about the weird change in John Cena. Let's gossip about that real fast. We had John Cena um, basically turn babyface at Elimination Chambers. I guess what happened to him made him a permanent babyface. So all that heel shit doesn't even matter anymore because now he's a babyface. Kind of obvious. We knew that was going to happen when he stated it was up to the fans to decide what his next, I guess, what's next with creative. Uh, oh, thank you for compliment. Yeah, some people like darker, some like brighter. I think it's because I have a tan, but no, I don't take no offense to that. How are you, Muzz? But John Cena returning to his baby face, is this something we want to see at this point? It was so obvious when he tweeted it was up to the fans that this was the bullshit we was going to get, where he was going to be a baby face and then remain a baby face. So I guess all that heel shit doesn't matter. It's all behind him. He's now a full fledged baby face. So this is what we're getting. We knew he wasn't going to end his career as a whatchamacallit, heel. So that's that. We have Karrion Kross. Allegedly, yes, he was removed from the WWE roster. Now he's an alumni. A lot of people are talking about it. I feel like it's fake. The whole Karrion Kross shit is very fake. Why I say that is just the way they took him off the roster. Well, I'm sorry. They put him on the alumni, him and Scarlett. We have to mention her as well. But them taking his music off of Spotify the very next day, it's giving very work. They're just trying to get a R-Truth reaction, basically, where they want the fans to beg for him to come back. But in reality, he already signed a new deal. That is what it's kind of given at this point. They were just promoting the hell out of his book. Buy his book. Buy his book. So buy his book, but we didn't give him a new contract. Makes a lot of sense, right? By the way, please like and follow. I post pro wrestling news at least 3 times a week. Spetty, how have you been? It's been a while. I hope all is well. Yesterday I was in the pool, so I have a dark tan, if you have not noticed. So yeah, I did like what the person said about the lips. I did notice myself. Yes, darker tone I have, so I would have to get maybe different stuff since I now have a damn tan now. Usually I'm a little bit lighter than this. Usually honey and lemon works, but not today. Trump, Anand, hi, beautiful. How are you doing? I'm fine. How are you? But let's continue. I hope all is well. Let's continue with this Karrion Kross. I do want to say this. They are going to bring him back, obviously, because I think he already signed a deal. I don't think it's something where they were promoting his book, made him lose at SummerSlam because they're really done with him. I don't think that's the case at all. I really think the case is this is all a work to get people to talk. That's what WWE likes. Speaking of WWE, we have that ESPN thing going on. Now that we talked about Karrion Kross again, hey Frank, how are you? I was just telling everyone we talked about Karrion Kross real fast. I would think it's all a work. This whole alumni section, this releasing or removing his song from Spotify the day after his contract is over. I mean, WWE is not usually that fast, and it's damn Sunday. Shit, his contract just ended. What you call it? His contract just ended at midnight allegedly, and they removed it right away. Come on now. Oh, thank you. Yes, these are cat eye nails. There's something new. It's something new. The cat eye nails is something new. But yes, thank you for the compliment. Frank, yeah, I think it is a work. I think it's a work. The ESPN thing is not a work. That's not a work. Let's talk about that. They said allegedly we will have to be paying $29.99 if your TV provider does not already have ESPN. I don't really know much about ESPN to be honest. I don't watch sports. The only sport I watch, I guess, is this shit. But I don't know if I want to pay $30 for these lackluster pay-per-views, but I do want to gossip about it. So allegedly I have to pay that $30. I have Sling TV. But that being said, how do everyone else feel? Do you guys want to fork over this $30 if you are not part of it? I heard there are bundles with Hulu. That's something new I'm hearing. I guess Hulu, if you have that, you can get this new ESPN thing for half off allegedly. So I guess they're going to try to give us a discount, but still, I have to buy a new streaming thing just for WWE. Let me put on some music. Let me put on some music for us. It's always the same one if you notice. Who's greatest boxer of all time? You let us know. You let us know. Unboxing, that's opinion. But you let us know. I don't watch that much. I watch more WWE, but you tell us. Muhammad, I'm assuming. But right. So Frank, I have Sling TV, so I don't have cable. I don't think that's a traditional cable provider, Sling TV, but I am paying $45 a month for it. But yeah, I don't think I qualify for this deal. Oh, you did say anything. You know what? I don't watch ESPN, so I may have ESPN. Again, I don't even know that much about it, other than they have like talk shows about football. My grandpa used to watch that. My favorite superstar of all time is the Hurricane. Mercedes Monet is my favorite female superstar, but you're talking about WWE, so I would say the Hurricane. Tyson Kidd, even though he's no longer wrestling. I like the smaller guys, to be honest. I like the smaller guys. I would say maybe right now Austin Woods. I think they're going to do something with him. Don't know. It feels like his costume changed. Now that he's no longer wearing pants and flexing his body a lot, it seems he really is trying to get the attention of people or the women or the gays. I don't know whose attention he's trying to get at this point. But at this point, it seems like he's trying to get a solo push because he's really trying to show both himself. So, that being said, he's my favorite currently on the roster for the male. I want to see him get a solo mid card title reign or something. Female, I would say maybe Bianca Belair or Charlotte. Okay, yeah, I don't know about Sling, but ESPN is about sports, football, basketball, and baseball. Okay, yeah, I remember the football part, but that makes sense. So I guess WWE got what, $1 million or something like that to have this deal. I know it's worth a lot. It was even worth billions, I heard at this point. We shall see. But if they really spend a lot of money, ESPN, to get WWE, somebody's going to have to fork over some money, which is the consumers. Yes, thank you. Saraya, yep, I like Paige, aka Saraya. Yeah, I do like her a lot. Don't know what's going on with her. Speaking of gossip, I know she's doing a lot of interviews where she's interviewing a lot of former WWE people, where they're basically expressing how they felt, what it was like on the roster. I don't know if that's her new thing, her podcast. Let's look that up real fast. Saraya, since we're talking about Paige, we might as well talk about what she's currently doing to see what Saraya is doing. The last time we saw her was in AEW. Really wasn't used much after her initial entrance to AEW. I would say that little faction that she uh, was a little lackluster, I would say, with her, Tony Storm, and Ruby Riot. Maybe it fell off because Ruby had her baby, and then Tony Storm ended up becoming Timeless Tony Storm, and then Saraya was just left at the back burner. So maybe that was something, a lot of coincidences, where it led to no creative plan for her. Because again, she was part of that three-woman tag on that trio faction with Rhea. No, I'm sorry, Ruby. It's like Rhea, Ruby. Sorry, Ruby. Was that even her name in AEW? Ruby Riot. I'm starting to think she had a different name at this point. But you know who I'm talking about. Ruby, Saraya, and Tony had a faction, but it didn't go anywhere. I heard that WWE, speaking of, they don't even allegedly don't even want her back because a lot of people thought she was going to. Uh, I mean, I guess I'll smile if there's something to smile about. You're so funny. Uh, Rumor on streets is when WWE leaves Pikachu. Oh, okay. So we got some gossip here. Thank you so much. So TNA is going to Peacock. So is this like you can have our leftovers? Sorry, got to be a little messy. Got to be a little messy. They don't want to take them to ESPN, but hey, that would be good for TNA nevertheless. But Saraya has rule breakers with Saraya. I think her name is Saraya. I do apologize if I'm mispronouncing. Saraya, they all call her different names, the way they pronounce it. But let's talk about who she has so far. She had Jack Hager, another WWE ex. She had Bea Priestley, which was that Bellport girl, Blair. What was her name again? Oh, that's sad if I don't even know her name. Then we have Priscilla Kelly, who is Gigi, again, another former. Marina Schaefer, wasn't she another former? I mean, I guess a lot of them work for WWE, but you get the gist. There's a lot of recent people that have been let go that are talking to her. Oh, you're saying basically. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be good for TNA Impact if they do get that buzz on Peacock. I do know a lot of people that don't even watch Peacock. I'm sorry, they don't even watch TNA. They may see them on Peacock. So that would be a lot of exposure, but I don't know how TNA can pick up to being number two again. Again, I don't know if it's budget. They need to do live shows, maybe. That's again something that is really putting them behind an AEW and a WWE. Is the results are already out there. So why do I need to watch something when I already know what's going to happen? Oh, okay. Do you not watch currently? I watch on Access because Sling TV does have access. So I record it. I do watch. So if you don't watch, see again, that would be good for people that may want to watch TNA, but they just don't have access. Again, this may be something late. What I mean by late is you may see it the very next day instead of the day of. But hey, that's better than not seeing it at all. So this is good for fans who want to see TNA but just don't have access. Let's see some more news. Uh, we have Kyle Fletcher explaining why he signed with AEW instead of WWE. I was going to read this, but again, something's popping up where they say something. Okay, so I guess they will let me read without all the additional bullshit that comes with their site. WrestlingNews.co, Kyle Fletcher explains why he signed with AEW instead of WWE. I don't really care for him, to be honest. He feels very forced, and it feels like this could be Sammy Guevara. This is just very forced, his push, and very sudden. I really don't care for Kyle Fletcher. Sorry. But speaking with Sean Ross on Fightful in a new interview, Fletcher was asked about the interest he and his Aussie Open partner Mark Davis received from WWE before they signed with AEW. Okay, why is Sean Ross asking about WWE and he signed to AEW? Why is that the first thing you ask? Hopefully that's not, but why is that even a conversation? I'm not with them, so why are you asking about these people? Kind of mind blowing coming up and being a fan of WWE. Just the fact that they were like, "We want to talk to you and get on Zoom call with you." Fletcher said it was weird to let that sink in. Okay, I guess I'm a real wrestler now. Okay, let's get on with this. It was the fact that we Aussie Open had come in before saying it, and we kind of understood the vibe. And Tony treated us and other people, he stated, we trusted that it would be the best place for us to grow. The way I'm standing here today, we made the right choice. I mean, I guess he is right. He is being pushed a lot. I don't know if he would get pushed as much as he would in WWE. Why I say that? I feel like they have way, I guess, bigger stars that they would be pushing instead of Kyle Fletcher. But I guess good for him for doing AEW. We see he's getting pushed to the moon. Still don't know what happened to Sammy Guevara and his push. I feel like at this point they may let his contract just expire and not try to re-sign him. We do see his wife is being on Collision. We don't really see him on Dynamite. He's not really on Ring of Honor no more, so I really don't know if they have any plans for him at all. They just use him when he's needed. TNA, that's a good analogy. TNA is basically a better Ring of Honor show because Ring of Honor half the time feels very like nothing happened, if that makes sense. So I have Honor Club because again I'm a Sammy Guevara fan, but I don't know. It's hot. TNA is basically, I don't know what TNA is going to do once this partnership is over. Let's talk about that too. Eventually, this partnership is going to be over. So with WWE, um, basically they are giving a helping hand. WWE, I will give them that. They are giving a helping hand to TNA with the exposure, with the Peacock deal allegedly, with getting the champion at WrestleMania, the biggest wrestling event of the year. They are helping them in some sense, but how are they going to maintain the help that they receive? How are they going to maintain the buzz they're getting? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. So right now, all and good and dandy. Some things are basically working out for TNA, but again, once WWE decides they no longer want this partnership, what's next? Because they won't be having the WWE people no more coming on TNA. You have to remember, once the partnership is over, we won't have Trick Williams or anyone coming to TNA. So that's kind of what I fear with TNA. They are so focused on NXT and letting them take their championship belts. What's going to happen when the partnership is not longer active? We won't have these people anymore, but you focused your company on these people these last year almost. The Adonis. Oh, really? That Adonis leaving WWE, possibly AEW bound. Oh, hello, Devon. Please like and follow. How are you? Let me look that up. What you just said. Oh, child, I didn't even know who that was for a minute. I had to rethink who that was. Child, you talking about that guy from Hit Row? Isn't that the faction he was in with Swerve Strickland? Hold on, is Hit Row with them? I think Hit Row had that girl. No, she was in the faction too. Now that I'm thinking about it, the light skinned girl. What's her name? I'm tired. What's that girl's name? B-Fab. Okay. So he has two options. Again, this is the faction I'm thinking about, Hit Row. Again, it felt so long. It's kind of hard to believe that Swerve Strickland and AJ Francis was all in one faction at one point. It's kind of hard to believe that. So that being said, seeing how big Swerve is in AEW now, AJ Francis is kind of with KC Navarro, so it's kind of a different team he's part of. It's just hard to believe that Swerve was once part of this faction. BFAB, she's getting a solo push and she's still in WWE after everyone else. So again, she's the last remaining person from Hit Row. Swerve gone. AJ Francis gone. Adante gone. I think he's going to bounce back in TNA. I don't really think that AEW would want to use him, but I don't know. What would he even do with Swerve? I mean, the only reason I could see him in AEW is if he somehow reunites with Swerve Strickland, but really with Swerve and his AEW storyline, it really doesn't make sense unless he becomes a heel and he helps him win the title. That would be the only thing that makes sense. So let's do something else. Mercedes Monet did appear. Let's talk about her real fast with her 8 titles. But Mercedes Monet did appear at an indie promotion. Where did she go? Damn. Don't you hate when you have stuff prepared, but then it's not there? So let's go. Where did she go? What? Oh, so Mercedes Monet, she did appear at trying to give them some play. I mean, we talk about indie wrestling too sometimes, right? But she did appear at. Okay, see here, this is the shit I'm talking about. Discover more from wrestling/online.com. Subscribe now to keep reading and get access to the full archive. Well, damn, I just clicked on this shit. Can I have a moment to read? Okay, so I don't even know the way I have to do all this. Okay, so finally they let me read after like 10 seconds. Blase, blase. Okay, a promotion run by current Ring of Honor Women's Champion Athena. So I guess Athena has her own promotion in Texas. Did any of you guys know that? Metroplex Wrestling held the Who Runs the World show in Bedford, Texas. And during the event, Athena came out to reveal that a new title belt will be introduced to the promotion. That brought out serial belt collector Mercedes Monet to the ring, much to the surprise of fans, because you know, if you mention the title belt, the CEO is going to be looking for it. So we did see her. She is doing a lot of indie appearances. Wouldn't say she would be allowed to do that in WWE per se, but good for her. Let's see what else is going on with wrestling news. By the way, please like and follow. It does help. I post pro wrestling news at least 3 times a week. Oh, I really don't want to talk about. Okay, Ashanti, I guess that's making buzz too, but again, I don't really care. about him that much. To be honest, he really hasn't done anything significant for me to remember him. Just keeping it real. Uh, okay, we did have Ivy Nevo. We did have Ivy Nevo. She was on the Chris Van Vliet show. She did get interviewed. She does look really good with the straight hair. I kind of was didn't recognize her. She caught me off guard. She's very pretty. But that being said, what's going on with her and when is she gonna get a push? She even said herself that she really doesn't know what's next for her. So again, WWE probably doesn't have any creative for her, but she would be good with the Intercontinental Championship. Does the title really matter? Only title that really matters is TBS. I don't think so. At this rate, I think at this point she's trying to carry these titles to give indie wrestling some shine. That's the only thing I'm assuming, Frank. Do you think that may be what this is? Promotions are trusting her to have the belt. They know that people are going to talk about her, so she's going to have their belt on AEW television. I think that's why. That's the only thing I can think of. Because I don't know, like you said, we don't even know these titles, so we won't really care about it. I don't watch no Metroplex, so if she wins the Metroplex Women's Championship, if she wins Kentucky, Nashville, Women's Champion, Chicago Women's Champion, I wouldn't care because I don't watch that. But I think that's what it is at this point. These indie promotions are trying to give her the belts so she has a platform to show it off to give them some viewers. Because again, half these belts, I don't know what she's talking about. I'm the AWK Women's Champion. Okay, what's that? I'm the United Kingdom Queen of Chicago Champion. Okay, I don't even know what that is. Okay, I am the Philly Women's Champion of Complex Wrestling Organization. Again, girl, the only title I know is the TBS one. Speaking of titles, do we want to see Dominik Mysterio um, become the Triple A? And let me get this title right because they are already talking about it that he's going to win this title, and it's going to be like a TNA thing again, where he wins the title, double champion. Oh, the Triple A Mega Champion. So that being said, is anyone excited to see him become the Mega Champion? I will say this: I didn't like Dominik Mysterio. I said this before when he first came. I thought he was a spoiled brat. He just got the job because of his father. But over the years, he did impress me, so I do like him now. But if this happens, again, this is another scenario where WWE and the WWE guys are taking the titles from another promotion, and then the promotion um, isn't really gaining that much. I mean, I guess they are gaining exposure. I guess this is what it's all about these days in 2025. But again, it doesn't make your roster as a whole look good. If somebody from WWE can just beat your champion and take the belt and say, "This is mine," like, okay, our women's champion Masha, the best bitch on the roster, she lost to JC Jane, the best woman in NXT. Okay, to me, NXT is a better brand because she won out of the two, right? That's how I look at it. Okay, we have the best, Trick Williams versus Joe Hendry. Who's the best? What brand? Trick Williams wins. Okay, so I guess he's better. Okay, Trick Williams is from NXT. JC Jane is from NXT. Both champions from TNA lost their titles. Am I supposed to think that TNA is a superior product? So they're going to do the same with AAA. This WWE Unreal, I will say some of it looks a little scripted. I did watch a little bit more of it because you know I love gossip. So in professional wrestling, so I of course had to watch because I was a little intrigued. I will say it really did not. The second episode, what I saw, it was kind of like I don't know. It was more not gossip wise. It was just more backstage stuff. The gorilla. seeing people when they leave Gorilla. That's what I think at this point. We saw Triple H and Kevin Owens, I think, talking on Gorilla after their segment. Again, it's a lot of people backstage. We saw Cody Rhodes get something from Triple H about his father and started crying. Again, Gorilla. Again, we saw Jey Uso, I guess, go to the arena. That kind of set me off as fake. The security guard was like, "Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?" Jey Uso, I don't know you, but I know Dudley. I think he said, who did he say? I think he said he knew Devon. And then he said, I know Devon. I know Devon. I don't know you. I know Devon. I know Devon. I'm thinking, how the fuck do you know Devon, but not Jey Uso, and you work for WWE? Like, I mean, is Devon like a travel agent? That's the only thing why I would think he would only know him. But how would you not know Jey Uso, who's popular right now, but you know Devon from the 2000s? So I don't know what Devon's role is in WWE, but that just kind of made me question how real is this shit, the WWE Unreal. Justin, how are you? How are you? Happy Sunday. But again, that's another example of what I mean, how it just seemed a little scripted. Why would the security guard know Devon but not Jey Uso? To the point he did not want to let him through the gates. That made no sense. Still haven't watched LFG. I think I saw how long these episodes are, and I'm like, oh hell no, I don't have time to watch the full season right now. But I have to watch it eventually. And then I also see that Michelle McCool replaced Mickey James. There's a lot of backlash. She's only getting it because of the Undertaker. That's why she's getting all these damn opportunities. And Mickey James was robbed like usual, and they don't respect her. They threw her shit in the trash bag the last time. She's boo boo the fool for going back. And they see they were so quick to replace her. I will say it is odd that they can't have two women and two men at the same time. Why couldn't they replace another man? I mean, you already have three men and one woman. So why can't it be two men and two women? Two women, two men. Isn't it the same amount of competitors? 12 men, 12 women? We can't have the same amount of judges. We only have to have one woman and two and three men. Makes no sense, but okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm not missing none. Okay. Because I know some people talk about it. I know there was this big lady. They said she kind of looks like Brock Lesnar's daughter. Hello, Armando. Yeah, I think you missed earlier. I was saying I don't know if this is real or not. I think it's more a work. Why I say that is because they were promoting Cross's book this week, and they removed his stuff from Spotify the very next day, which is a little odd. You don't usually remove people's music that fast when they get released. And it's Sunday. You guys are really working on a Sunday. By the way, please like and follow. I post pro wrestling news at least 3 times a week. It does help. But yes, cross the AEW. We all know those speculations are going to come at this point. Some may even think if this is indeed real and indeed not part of the work, that he may even return back to TNA wrestling because he did get a lot of buzz there, and so did Miss Scarlett. Wasn't her theme song infamous at one point where a lot of people knew it? The dramatic beats. Wasn't she getting a lot of views when she was shaking her ass and dropping it down, and the crowd was loving it? That's how I remember her, and no shade to her, but wasn't she called the bombshell, the pipe shell, the bombshell, the smoke show? I think she was called the smoke show. I remember she made her debut, and Alicia too was there. She was an interviewer back then. The girl that's in AEW, she was in TNA back then. And I remember she came in with that little dress, all dramatic, and I was like, "Who's this blonde girl?" She was giving me life, but apparently they're gone from WWE. She still got that walk though. You see when she does her little entrance, she does her little entrance walk, her little sassy walk. So it seems like she misses being a participant. So we have a Diddy fan. Is this the same person that used to come in here and say free Diddy? Remember there used to be somebody, was that Spetty at one point? I remember somebody used to say something about Diddy every time. Now we have someone that likes Diddy in the chat, so I don't know if they changed their username But hello. But I remember someone always would say free Diddy when I would go live. Oh, that's good for you. That is good for you. How are you? Haven't watched AEW since Punk left. They did him dirty. I heard that before. A lot of people left after the CM Punk. I feel like Tony Khan needs a little bit more staff. I feel like he tries to handle everything independently. And that being said, him trying to handle everything, sometimes he does not have the best judgment. And that being said, I don't feel like he handled that well. I feel like he should have maybe suspended him if he was that afraid, but I don't feel like he should have fired him at this point. But we all know he regrets this. We all know that when they released the tape of what happened that day, that was like one of the highest viewed AEW since CM Punk left. I feel like it did die a little bit after he left and after Cody Rhodes left. Okay, Spunky, how are you? He's not a fan, clearly. Yeah, I'm trying to look. Mine. I'm trying to look into doing stuff like that. I haven't. I guess I can do that. Okay. Maybe I'll do it for Frank too if she ever wants to do something. But anyways, let's talk about other wrestling news. Done. Thank you, Spunky. But other wrestling news. Okay, so we have wrestling news. WWE star suffers major injury, expected to be out until 2026. Who could this be? I bet you somebody we really don't even care about. I knew it. With all this clickbait shit, I knew it was gonna be somebody that we don't even barely fucking know. WWE NXT superstar Adrian Rizzo announced via her Instagram account Sunday that she has suffered a torn ACL. Isn't this Santina Morello's daughter? Not saying people don't care about her. I'm just saying the way that you had these headlines, you would thought it would have been a bigger star. But oh, I guess I was wrong. That was the girl from that the Academy. Okay, too bad for her. I think exactly who Adrian Rizzo. I don't know who she is. I think she's from the Alpha. No, not the Alpha Academy. What is that little gimmick, that faction they had in NXT with the school? Let me go on here. Oh, the D'Angelo family is where she's part of the D'Angelo family. Um. Oh well. I wish her nothing but the best. Oh, Chase U is that? That's who I'm thinking of. Yep, Chase U. Who do you think Cena's last opponent will be? Lesnar? No, I don't think so at all. I feel like it's going to be a groundbreaking moment for wrestling history. We will see cross the line, not that TNA bullshit, NXT bullshit that we keep seeing that's no longer crossing the line because it's a every week thing at this point. But we will see John Cena versus Adam Copeland. Last match. Pull some strings. Wouldn't that be something? That would put everyone tweeting if Adam Copeland came to face John Cena in his last match. Well, that's what should happen, Edge, but we all know due to contract. But man, wouldn't that be a nice scenario if they have that? But realistically, thinking they're going to try to do somebody from his generation. So it would be like Frank said, Randy. It would either be The Miz, because he's part of that, or somehow they make it our truth, where our truth gets put over, and John Cena is putting our truth over. And it's kind of part of his, I was a fan of his, I was a fan of his full circle moment. You beat him on his last match. I could see that being a scenario. Yeah, I don't see that happening, Armando. You do admit though that would be good, right, for wrestling as a whole if AEW and WWE they did some kind of crossover. I mean, this TNA and WWE NXT stuff is good. It's just very repetitive and it's very frequent, so it's no longer a special feel to me. But that being said, AEW and WWE, I would love to see that one day a crossover. Okay, you can see AJ Styles allegedly. It's going to be his last year as well. Didn't he already say that this SummerSlam was his last one? Unless he was saying that to get people to anticipate that he may win the title since this is his last SummerSlam. I don't know if that was some kind of a trick, him saying that. I don't know. That would be different. That would be very different, the Mr. Ngannou match. Why I say that, and here in AAA, he is like a Mexican wrestler. I would say that Rey Mysterio is one too, but you know what I mean. Like his fighting style is way different than what John Cena ever endured in his career. So I don't know if he would be able to keep up. I mean, he could, but I'm just saying he might be so shocked. Like, what the hell? You chopping me? Now you doing drop kicks, and now you doing back springs, and now you picking me up, and then doing the hurricanrana to a schoolboy, to a crucifix, and now you're not done with that, and now you running off the ropes, and now doing the drop kick, and now you putting me in a submission. It would just be too much for him, maybe because again, they have such a different fighting style. Could John Cena keep up, or would they have to water down him? That could be another thing. He reminds me of Goldust, which we all know is Dustin Rhodes, who's also injured. Who? How long does he have to be away, Dustin Rhodes? Double knee replacement. That's serious. How long is he gone? Reading his tweet. Okay, I guess it took me to his tweet. Sorry, guys. Feel like I feel my fans going to be out for a while. As I said, I need a very invasive major surgery, MRIs and CAT scans this week due to Kyle Fletcher. In any case, for the time I was the face of TNT was special to me. He was only in the face for a month. Not even that. It- okay. Well, I guess he got a good feel moment. Oh yeah, we also have Kevin Owens that is also injured. Seems like he's very injury prone, to be honest. It seems like we talk about him being injured every other year or every year at this point. Don't know if he's kind of like a Dakota Kai at this point that just gets injured a lot, but he is injury prone, it seems, because he does get injured often. I don't know what they would do for him at this point. His character seems a little stale, the heel shit. He always gets the upper hand. He's feuding with somebody. He plays the mind games. He gets the upper hand. He wins the matches before the feud, and then it's the big match for the title or for bragging rights or for whatever, and then he loses. Then he does it again. Kind of like Cody Rhodes. He feuded with him, got the overhand. He thought he was going to win. Then the match happened. He lost. Then he got a rematch. The very next pay per view, got the upper hand again. Won a couple matches. Faced him again and lost. So it's always the same thing with Kevin. That would be a good last match. I don't know if they would do that only because as the last match, but they may do that. But I don't know if they would do that as the last match, considering they want to put over the next person with Cena, which I don't know if Roman would still be considered that. They keep saying Cody Rhodes is that person now. They keep saying Roman Reigns wants to be a movie actor. So I don't know if they would have him pass the torch to him. But I did just say a couple minutes ago he may pass the torch to our Truth and let him beat him. So I would think Roman Reigns would have a way better chance. Hello, Sammer. How are you? What do we want to see coming up? A lot of people are still talking about AJ Lee and her returning. Every time I see that shit, I laugh because that's been going on for a while now. You guys saying that you guys want her to come back. It doesn't happen, but people still hope. But at this time, let's look at something else. That could work to put them over as a heel. Yeah, that could work for sure. That'll be like the right thing to do to put over the next generation. So that would be something. Not really a lot of news because everyone keeps talking about. Ooh! I was gonna say we don't have that much to talk about, but a lot of people don't know him. Jonathan Gresham, who is Jordan Grace's fiance or husband at this point. They've been together for a while. Jonathan Gresham suffers 2 strokes. Professional wrestler Jonathan Grayson revealed he suffered 2 strokes earlier this week, forcing the 37-year-old to take intermittent hiatus from in-ring competition. Here's his tweet: 2 days ago, I woke up and couldn't walk or move. The left side of my body. I couldn't see and could barely talk. It took me 30 minutes to dial 911, but I finally did. I woke up in the hospital, can't remember what had happened. Okay, every time I click this shit, it always takes me to Twitter after that. Oh, he wrote a paragraph. My goodness. But I'm glad that you're okay. I don't mean my goodness like that. I'm just saying. Okay, so let me start all over. 2 days ago, I woke up and couldn't walk or move to the left side of my body. I couldn't see it and could barely walk. It took me 30 minutes to dial 911, but I finally did. I woke in the hospital, can't remember what had happened. They told me that they had done an MRI and I had 2 strokes. Well, damn, that's horrible. I mean, especially at 37. I had a lot of tests run, but everything has come back clean. They're not sure what happened, and the only thing they said was it could have been a possible complication from a bad case of COVID I had a couple of weeks ago. They said we may never know the exact reason. That's horrible. About maybe his weight. Needless to say, I will be taking the 2 to 4 weeks off from wrestling to recover and get cleared by my neurologist. My wife, so he confirmed it. My wife saw me catered off from house to our ring doorbell camera and somehow flew from Orlando to Atlanta in time that she was there when I woke up. I was fully convinced I had a stroke until she showed me this photo of how my face looked. I never thought this would be something for me to worry about at 37 years old. I will be back soon. That is horrible. And when I say something about his weight, it's not a diss toward him, but a lot of bigger people, they say are prone to that. So I don't know big as he works out or big. I don't know if he's obese. Again, I just know he's bigger size. Yeah, I know he had that. Wasn't he like in AEW or TNA for a minute? I know he had that little run, but yeah, he's still doing some things. Yeah. We all know Jordan Grace out of the two is the one that's the most popular. So a lot of people talk about her. But good for Jordan Grace. She's standing with her man. So she went from Orlando and rushed to Atlanta. But I'm so sorry to hear that. I mean, so sorry to hear that. But I'm trying to see. There's not really that much wrestling news. Everyone keeps talking about this damn Karrion Kross shit. So when one source talks about it, everyone talks about it. I mean, we have something else where Cody Rhodes is praising Jacob for 2. Is that really news to us? Not really. But I think I'm about to head out soon. I did at least 50 minutes. We talked about some things. I will say bye to Muzz. Spetty, it was nice talking to you. Frank, of course. Trump, Anon, thank you for the compliments. Thank you for the support. At first I thought you were like trying to mock me, but I don't think you were. So thank you. You're very active in the chat. Suzanne Jr., I don't know what you're talking about donating blood for, but child, bye. Corey, thanks for the comment, I guess, nevertheless. Am I allowed to heart these comments? Okay. I don't think I really said much to Corey, to be honest. Again, Justin, it was always nice talking to you. I think we talked before. Armando, it was nice talking. The Diddy person. Again, I don't know if you're the same person that came before and you just changed your username. I'm unsure, but nice seeing you. Finley One Arches, it's nice seeing you. I know you missed what you call it, Kevin Owens. Sammer, nice talking to you. But yes, again, I did 50 minutes. I may make one more video soon, but this is your pro wrestling news gossip this week. What do we want to see happen? I hope we see some storyline developments on AEW and also on Raw. SmackDown has been okay, but I think they're going to pick it up this week. That's what I think. But this is Markel's World. Please like this video, follow, sub, whatever. Also on X, TikTok, Instagram, Markel's World. But this is Markel's World. All things pro wrestling news and my life. See you guys on the next video, YouTube. Peace.